Hello everybody and welcome to part 5 of my Inca El Dorado series. In the last part, I am happy to announce that we managed to get pagodas, so things are going quite well. At the very end, I did make a mistake of bringing my spearmen back here. I should have brought them here. This has been a very good spot to kind of check and defend at the same time. And next turn, the worker's about to land here, so that's a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and slam into this guy. That's the reason I ended where I did. And same as before, we're in the borders. The only reason I was hesitant is because there was a spearman. Yeah, there he is. Alright, well, at least in this particular configuration, they can't both reach him. I seem to remember this being in a weakened state, so if Portugal's going for it, we're not going to be able to get credit from here. So I'll come up here and take a peek. Yeah. Hopefully Portugal slams into it and then we can have it. Alright, so this will be a freshwater plains. Looking forward to that. And look at this. Nice. The guy on the other side of Poland built Statue of Zeus. Is he equipped to make use of that? Not exactly, but he's not that far behind Poland. We are, though, so we have to start rectifying that. And I believe the time is now, right? We just finished the watermill, so now let's get into a composite bowman or several. That should help get our military score up there. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll buy that tile, drop that net. And now what do we got going on here as far as tile assignments? 3 and 9, 6.5 food, 7.5 food, 3 and 11. So this is more food overall, but this gets the library up at no penalty to growth right now. Let's just do that for the time being. This guy's dancing to fill in the gap while the spearman's off getting T1 protected. There's Florence, and we are meeting the coast. This looks like a finger and some snow, so it might be time to consider the west coast fully identified. Let's see, that looks like curve. So we'll come up here. We don't want to stick too close to the coast. We already know where the Great Barrier Reef is, and we will have a trireme out at some point. So let's see. This guy would probably want to now come work on this plains over here so we can actually step and do a turn in on the mine. See, this guy is going to come do the horses. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've been into the groove, so I gotta kind of reacclimate myself to where everybody's at and what the goals are and stuff. Alright, let's work that tile. The cities are all coming along nicely now, so that's really good. Okay, we'll just keep working maximum growth everywhere possible. We'll put a turn in on the mine, so we're not wasting our movement. Alrighty. Keep on dancing. Okay, so it looks like they both slammed into him. Oh no, okay, he slammed into him, this guy. That's right, I forgot where they were. Okay, so we should be clear to do this, because worst case scenario, one of them crosses the river and he just jumps back. If he crosses the river here, which he has no reason to, we could still zone and control him. So, workers looking fine for now. Okay, let's see here. Alright, I'm satisfied. I don't know if that's coast, but I'm guessing there's probably not a city-state up there. And even if there is, we've got other scouting to do. We can't go all to the extremes just yet. Oh, nice. Okay. I was just going to go around the mountain because it looks like coast here, but it looks like we'll actually... And this is part of the reason why you don't necessarily want to hug the coast, because there are city-states that are not coastal. And this is starting to look almost like a map of West Virginia, because we've pretty much completed the west coast, so there's no land bridge that I've been able to identify, which means it almost kind of looks like one of them flower water or pot thingies. Okay, we have grown in T1, so let's do that. What tech just finished? Mathematics. So on to engineering so we can get our aqueducts and another caravan. Alright, so this guy got beat up pretty bad, but all things considered, I think he will be able to withstand another attack since this guy is so weak. And we are in our borders, so we will heal a fair amount. So let's start taking a peek towards the Sweden-Poland border, because we do want Poland off of our back, and he just built the statue of Zeus, so that's pretty nice.
Bons dias.
Okay, she wants iron. So she's giving us full value there. Ooh, is this the final civ? It is. Okay, and he has a unique luxury for us. Double awesome sauce. Alright, wine or gold? If I'm not mistaken, we're selling our wine off for gold per turn. So, yeah, I think I will trade the wine. And the reason is, if I'm not mistaken, we had identified that she has a preponderance of silver. So if we sold this guy the gold, and then her silver came up, we would have nothing that we had duplicates of to trade her. So I think that makes sense. And then, of course, too, like, even if it wasn't for that fact, now when the wine comes back, we have the duplicate of wine now. We don't have the duplicate of gold just yet. It's going to be some time, it would appear. Alright, so this was the caravan that was going to Machu. And even though we could continue feeding Machu, not only is Machu doing fine by itself, we're about to get a 4-food tile here. We got the boat down, we got a granary with a deer. So this city's going to be fine, but also I think I was mentioning that I want to try for Colossus up here. Or here if it turns out to be better, I don't know. Point being, once we have Colossus up, that's going to be a not a caravan, but a trade route we can't use to feed the capital. So for now, let us actually feed the capital. So yeah, we will send this over to Olan to feed the capital with, because we sent a trade route over here to get it off the ground because it was working this. And we sent a food caravan up here to get this off the ground because it was our final settle. And there's a lot of tiles with not a lot of growth, so just get that started. But now we can start using our trade routes to feed the capital because the capital's population is only half as damaging to our unhappiness. And it's more gold as well, so yeah, we want that capital as tall as possible, and then of course it can build everything it needs to our military, you know, wonders, whatever we might desire. Okay, so there's that. Ooh, River Plains, nice, that'll be next on our list. We are gonna be hitting civil service before too long. Okay, so this worked out. Warrior's dead, camp is gone. This is the last of what's going on here. And with one more defend, I think this guy's toast. So I'll just keep healing up this guy here for the minute. We have a composite bowman coming up in the capital, and he can take the place of the spearman. In fact, I was looking off camera. I think once this is resolved, there's a hill right here with all this forest here. We can have a nice visibility spread there. Anyways, T1 finishes its library, so let's get a watermill up. It was late to the party, and this city's going to have a lot of tiles worth working, because this is going to be civil service, you know, this is going to be civil service. We could have a terrace farm here. We got all this, like, yeah, this city's got a lot of tiles. It could be working considering how late it was to the party as far as actually starting to work things. I'll step here to get visibility on the city tile, which is something I like to do. And then here we can take a peek at the body of water. This kind of looks like coast, so I think we can probably survive coming this way. We do have to send a trireme out at some point to pick up the other Great Barrier Reef, so I'm assuming that all this incompleteness along the coast will be a thing of the past at some point. Okay, here we go. Let's feed that capital. It says growth in 5. Now it's growth in 4. Nice. Okay, and that's the first of many, because once engineering comes, we'll have 3 trade routes. and we have 3 expands. So that, in theory, should work out just fine. Speaking of working out just fine, look at that tile. Is that not a thing of beauty? Yes, I think so. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and switch that over. That brings us growth down to 1, so obviously we're not going to speed it up doing that. But our next population will just slot in on the crabs, even though it's less production. We don't have a trade route coming here anymore. Panama City seeks a new natural wonder. Okay, and there's some gems, so happiness is back in the saddle. Alrighty here, I definitely think at least another composite bowman is in order. And that should finish up right around the time engineering, which means we can then build the caravan and go from there. Looks like this guy's done for, so let's go ahead and eliminate him. And we'll let this guy come up on the hill now. He can do his healing there. Now that the barbarians are gone, I don't feel the need to heal him up in the border, because he's just going to camp here indefinitely anyways. Because we pretty much have visibility everywhere we would need. There's a little bit of contention down here, but obviously we are heading to rectify that right now. In fact, that'll probably be the last turn that warrior needs to do any dancing. You know what? I never bothered checking out his capital. Notice it is not coastal, so this is really great. Colossus is like wide open. Let's see here. Yep, all the workers. Nice. Okay. I am really pleased with this. And I want to thank you guys for the comments that you're leaving, because there are things that I intend to do short term, mid-term, that kind of thing. And then somebody will say something and I'll look at the map again and, you know, do a little research on the side. So this is totally interactive. I hope you guys feel the same way. Gems just came online. We have a duplicate one now, so here we go. We'll do the gems for the silver. I know I was just talking about the possibility of gold, so it's kind of spooky that it just came up like that, but okay, so that's what he's gonna do next, because we have a worker over there doing all the accessory stuff. 9 and 3, 7 and 3. That's obviously better, so very good there. So this worker's nest bed is probably right next door, because this would be a 3 food 2 hammer. So we'll go ahead and step down and start the shopping. In a situation like that, I like to buy the tile at the last minute, just because the price of tiles, obviously it's not going to matter here, but the price of tiles has to do with like your overall tiles and like where they are relative to rivers and other tiles you have, etc. So there's usually not a reason to buy it ahead of schedule. Okay, so we can see we're still near the ooh. Alright, so city-state has been located, but a barbarian spearman is there. I'm pretty sure he has survivalism, and he did end up in the rough, so maybe it won't be the worst of times. Over here, guess we'll find out. Grab some coffee here. Nice. I wonder why he would just take one step to the side. It's like he's doing a little dance or something. Alright, let's meet this city-state. Okay, we don't want to come here, so let's come down here. Okay, we're still in the rough. This kind of looks like coast. This definitely looks like coast, so I think it's pretty safe to say we're at the end of the line here. There's still some cloud between this coast and the Mayans, so we still have some stuff to do. Alright, so T1 actually wanted that silver, so we're going to do some extra growth. In the meantime, always welcome. Alright, let's get into stoneworks. This is the whole reason I was choosing this build and development path, because if you'll recall, I could have come over here onto the horses, but I came here first, and this is precisely why. Stoneworks is not only happiness, but an extra hammer right now, at a time when we're ramping up to compete with a world wonder. Although, just again, you know, I don't really see it as much as a competition. There's only one coastal civ right now. And, well, I mean, I guess technically this counts, but, I mean, obviously these are not going to be contenders for world wonders, I wouldn't think. But the AI sometimes cheats when it comes to that, or so I've been told, in terms of, like, snagging something right when you're down to one turn left, all that crap. It's been a long time since I've tried it myself, so I just remember getting scooped and stuff like that. But I think Colossus, and even if not, like at the time being, the city's got a lot of production for how young it is, and if we do get scooped, it's not the end of the world. Like, both of these cities will grow well enough, but that cargo ship would be pretty nice. Okay, this is the best tile for now, so that's what we will work there. Cusco has grown again. Is that worker ready with our farm? He is, so that's where we will put this new, if I can get the thing to click correctly, down to 5. So we saved a turn moving into the food. Totally anticipated. Alright, let's go ahead and buy this tile. Again, if we chop this down, we would get production in the capital. I just don't know if it's a percentage, whether it's in or out of your borders. So we're going to get started on the terrace farm next term anyways, and we can only do that when it's in our borders, so why not, right? Okay, more horses, but we didn't even have a buyer for our last horses, so that doesn't mean anything. Alright, you are in position. Hang tight. Get some eyes on Sig Tuna. Okay, so where would we come here? I do not see the spearmen, so dare I come over here? We're heading this way ultimately. We know for a fact there's something here. We don't know what's here, but we do know whatever is here will attack us, whereas this may not, so it's a toss-up. Okay. Apparently he decided that whatever the Mayans are up to is more interesting, and I am fine by that. No complaints here. Engineering is finished, and I see we have a prompt for a construction project. I'm going to assume that is in the capital for our composite bowman. Let's see here. Alright, so let's get into iron working so that we have the option of Colossus, but also so that we can upgrade our warriors, because we need our military score to be something that Poland has to think twice about. Alright, so now that the library is done here, I think I'm going to build a workboat for Olan, and then we can get up a trireme to go fetch the Great Barrier, maybe a second trireme, because it looks like there could be something over here, and we do have to protect our naval trade route if we get one. We can see a few coastal hexes here where a barb camp could spawn and throw off boats, and we do not want to have to rebuild that if at all possible. So this guy's going to come over here. Okay, so one more turn until composite bowman's finished. I think it's worth finishing before getting that other trade route under production. Okay, so terrace farm up here is probably next, because we're out of these 2 food tiles, so we got to make one, essentially. Our copper is traded away, so this will in fact be new happiness, and of course we traded away our gems, so that will be new happiness. So happiness actually has a nice little windfall on the horizon. Okay, we get eyes on Krakow, and this corridor is still open, so let's see, because it's either go around the north to go around or cut through here, and we do have this bulb of fog. I'm not too afraid of it, but if this corridor can stay open, this feels more like forward than that. Looks like he just built the pyramids. So I wonder if that means the worker that I stole from him is going to work faster now. I'm kidding, obviously I don't think it would, but that would totally like make sense from like a lore standpoint. Might have this guy pop up over here. We could use some visibility in this corridor. Okay, so that spearman's being addressed by means other than us. This is a spearman as well, so let's come up here, and it looks like there's a way to get through here, so we'll keep on cruising along the east coast until we have determined its entire shape. I mean, the project of finding east and west was obviously to figure out the best way to find the remaining civs, which we've already done. But since this guy's basically done in the west and can push east, I don't see any reason not to just like find out what the extremities are and then figure out the best way to fill it in. Now look at this, yet another unique luxury available to us for trade for a luxury we have duplicates of, because we will get gold. Well, I don't know how long to tell you, but it's entirely possible after we pick up this sheep that the gold would be next. So that is worth celebrating. Nice, no camps. Alrighty, check this out. Look how complete our visibility is. This tile can be seen because it's a hill, 2 tiles out of borders. And this is their borders, and there's, you know, units flying all around here, so I don't like that this is here, but, you know, it's only a matter of time before it's covered, or we got a worker over there, or something like that. Alright, so we just gotta check on this corridor every turn, make sure we're not wasting this scout's movement. Alrighty, free worker, halfway across the world. Nice try, Montezuma. No, it's not Montezuma, is it? What's his name? Pakal, okay. Oh, my poor kitty, she just threw up a hairball. Okay, another city-state. I was just ending here because it's a hill, but that works out. Alright, here we go. Not only is this going to give us our free aqueducts, but also some bonus production when we go to make Colossus. And of course, some happiness buffs along the way for going Sidon Desires Wine. Check that out. We're going to have that. So we just got to make a note to ourselves that when this deal expires, because sometimes the AI will try to renew the deal at the end of the turn, in which case Sidon will never see it. So if she approaches us saying, hey, you want to renew that deal, we'll say no, let Sidon get impressed, and then we can just sell it right back if that's what we decide to do. Anyways, there goes the jungle. Corridor is still open, so we can get blocked by some Buenos Aires spearmen. You sit tight for now. Probably end up buying these tiles eventually, because this one's another sweet one like this one, but no rush there. We got plenty of other tiles we can be developing. We'll take our time. Okay. Yep, looking good. Hope you guys don't mind I occasionally take a moment to just kind of look over things. I don't want it to be that I'm so busy answering prompts and trying to narrate that I actually miss out on something really important. So every now and then. This is part of the reason I stop at the half-hour mark, and why when I'm playing on my own, I start making mistakes before too long, because I'm just like whipping through everything and not like taking a moment to kind of just look it all over. So Trireme was next on the line, so that we can scout for the, or go fetch the other Great Barrier Reef. Machu has grown, I think we just addressed that, and Cusco has grown. Okay, this farm's gonna be a minute, so let's do this. Caravan is finished, and we are heading towards ironworking, which is not going to have any buildings for them. So let's do another composite bowman. We do have a little bit of darkness over here, like I said, and of course anything like stationing 1 in Olan would be fine. Stationing 1 in T1 would be okay. So if we got the time to set out like 3 more, that would be okay. Alright, so who's next to feed the capital? I guess it might as well be Machu, right? Because we've already got cover. Actually, the cover we have is for a trade route that's no longer there, so I mean, I still believe in the visibility. So, alright, we can cut through his borders. That's nice. Corridor still open. And let us meet this city-state by coming up on these hills here. Oh, there's a camp there, and it looks like it's shooting at her. And we are at the tundra, so my goodness, how narrow is this going to get out? That's an interesting landmass shape, if I do say so myself. Okay, looks like these guys are finally about to get all healed up. Maria would like some iron.
Bons dias. Sou todo ouvido.
Okie dokie. Says we may purchase with faith. I like to enhance my religion before spreading it. That way, you know, you can get some good picks on the religion. However, I touched on this a part or two ago. Basically, if we rely on passive growth, there will come a point in time where there's not a majority between the pantheon and the religion. Even though the religion's based on the pantheon, during that time we won't enjoy the benefits of the pantheon. And right now the pantheon is a good chunk of the faith that we're intaking. So I want to buy a missionary, even though we haven't enhanced the religion yet, just so we can actively spread it to our two cities that kind of need the pantheon to remain active. I hope that makes sense. So there we go, there's that. That is a better tile than that, so let's work it. Okay. Stoneworks, beautiful. Alright, we're a turn away from Colossus, so let's just put a turn into Circus, I suppose. It's going to be a while before happiness is a problem. We're up to 7 there, and of course, once this is mined up, it'll be another +4. We are trying to grow as best as we can, where we can, so... this is a hill, and there's a fire here, so I am willing to kind of like... Oh, crap. Well, luckily he's ganging up on that guy. Well, not ganging up, I suppose. That's not accurate. And this does look like coast, so it is time to reverse engines and head the other direction. You are going to Cusco, who goes from growing in 4 to growing in 3. I like it. 1, 2, 3, 4... We're going to have that fish online any day now. Corridor is still open, so we will try to get through. Oh, suddenly everybody wants our goodies.
Do not wait.
Ironworking is available. So before I forget, let's pop this guy in because we have 1 iron back now. There's that. When's the next one coming back? In 4 turns. So what I'll do is I'll relax this guy so that we're prompted every turn, and then I'll just keep an eye on that and move him back when we get that going so that he can get upgraded too. This one's more important anyways. He's closer to Poland, so I would have done it this way even if it wasn't for the border snafu. Okie dokie, so let's get on to Circus, I suppose. Obviously happiness is not an issue, but this is one of our lowest production cities just because of the bananas and the thingy, so we got to keep this producing with more long-term sites, I would say. Sidon is in awe of me, and why would that be? I don't know, but it's not from the wine, so that means the wine will make us allies, which gives us cotton. Do we already have cotton? We do not. Wasn't there somebody that asked for cotton? No. Okay, I must have been thinking of a different one.
Go on.
Do. Just the one horse there. That's unfortunate. He doesn't have much money, so that was a bit underwhelming. Okie dokie. So, research time. I think I was talking before about wanting workshops, but we're going tradition, so I think things like civil service education is more important. And if we stay committed towards growth, it might be that we can get into rationalism by way of astronomy rather than acoustics, and that would be really fantastic, but that means we got to forego the workshops. So let's see here. Capital's building a composite bowman. You're building a trireme and then another trireme. And then what would you build next? A stables would be nice. Okay. Because we're about to start growing into these sheep here, finally. And since those are the 2 highlighted, those will probably be our next 2 grabs. So I'm thinking a stables here would be up to 4 hammers, and that would help get the National College up quicker. Because if we go straight into philosophy right now... I kind of like the idea of getting stables available. Obviously, we wouldn't want to build one here because it's only one hammer. But like over here, it'll be like 3. Over down here, it's 4. Here, it's only 2, but even that's worthwhile. And then if we build the stables here, because it says composite bowman's done in 2 turns. So yeah, we can build the stables in the capital while we're researching philosophy, and then I think that's okay. We're doing pretty good all around. Let's go ahead and move this down here, even though it says it's growing next turn. So there's that. Okay, this guy will come up to the sheep. We do want to work this tile if we're going to be building a stables, so that's another reason why we can kind of wait on getting these terrace farms. But from here, we can just work on them one at a time, I think. Okay, we did not get shot. That's fantastic. And I suppose we can risk here. We do have the survivalism. He's not likely to come out, especially with this guy here also. And then we can zoom zone of control right past him. Ish. Alright, so that is now finalized. So let's do this. Okay, so everything looks to be in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, girl. We'll get there. Let's see here. What's going on here? 1 turn until the deer, so I will just use this turn to move into that. But of course. Alrighty, so let's move this guy over the river and pass our turn. Actually, we are at the half-hour mark, so I am going to end it here, and that will give you guys an opportunity to yell at me for going into horseback riding ahead of philosophy, if you are so inclined. I want to thank you guys for all the help you've given me in this series. You're as much a part of it as I am, so I really appreciate all that you guys are doing to help this game go as swimmingly as possible. Enjoy the rest of your day, and of course I will see you in the next one. Take care.